episode of Seeing Sentai. I'm Mars Girl. We're still talking about Battle Fever J. Today we're looking at episodes 22 through 28. Great many things happened this episode, so glad to be talking about it this week. I really am. Things have really progressed in a positive direction. There's a continuation from last week from Dinosaur Monster, then there's Ghost Monster, Dracula Monster, Magic Monster, Bandage Monster, Black Mask Monster, and Jellyfish Monster. The carryover from last week with Dinosaur Monster involves, you remember that old guy who had amnesia for a little bit. Turned out he didn't have amnesia and he knew where the treasure was the whole time, but that treasure got eaten by the giant robot dinosaur, and then they had to blow up the giant robot dinosaur, and well, there's no more treasure. The treasure was just a whole bunch of jewels anyway. I don't really see how it was supposed to benefit Egos in any way, shape, or form unless they really desperately needed money, but we've seen them rob banks and stuff, so I don't see why they needed it. No big deal though. For her last 3 to 4 episodes in which she existed, Diane, or Miss America, actually was around. It was friggin' amazing. So, you know, the last episode from last week carrying over into episode 22 of this week, she actually did stuff and helped people find stuff. In episode 23, she participated and was playing Space Invaders and stuff and was talking smack to the enemy of that episode, Ghost Monster, who was trying to trick everybody by making multiples of himself, and everybody in that episode. That was a pretty good episode, where there was new episode to be seen in it, because everybody just didn't want to do anything because they felt like, yeah, we're Battle Fever, we're so awesome, we don't actually need to work at anything, and then they got their asses handed to them, and thus they found, yeah, I guess we shouldn't let our hubris get in the way, should we? The unfortunate part of that episode was that the first half of it was like recap episode, and surely if you've seen anime will give you a bunch of recap episodes if they suddenly find they need like a little bit of extra time to produce the next episode, and they're like, oh man, what are we gonna do? We're not gonna meet the deadline. Just rehash some footage! And that's exactly what they did for the first half of that episode. So apparently this showed Egos that, they're not the same Battle Fever that they were before. I mean, they seem exactly the same to me, just now they actually have resolve all over again, which, yay, it's really no different. And then finally, episode 24 with Dracula Monster is Diane's final episode, thank God. She doesn't die, maybe it's better off that way. Part of me wished, oh please die, oh please die, oh please die, but she doesn't die, but she does go away. And she apparently has a little sister. I'm gonna assume it's a half-sister because she's completely white and blonde, and this apparently is supposed to be her sister still living in America. Her sister gets brought over by who is going to become the new Miss America, whose name is Maria, brings the little sister over to Japan. The little sister gets kidnapped. Then Diane is freaking out, needs to find her little sister, gets attacked by Dracula Monster, and then by the end of it she realizes, I'm too injured to help them with using a Pentaforce attack. Here, Maria, put the suit on for me. And there's this hilariously comical putting on of the suit. And if you've ever seen any of Japanese Spider-Man, which came out just the year prior and had a whole hell of a lot of influence on this series, you see the suit just drop in front of Maria's face and then a zipper zip up. It's almost identical to Japanese Spider-Man's transformation. Hilarious to look at. So this is the introduction of our brand new Miss America. They defeat the monster, yada yada yada, and by the end of it, Diane realizes, you know what, I don't want to be a member of Battle Fever anymore. I want to be with my sister, I want to go back to America, and anyway, now Egos knows my identity, so it's dangerous for me to still work with you guys, so bye. And I don't miss her. I don't miss her at all. However, that whole idea of, now they know my identity so I can't help you guys anymore, totally bogus, because the very next episode, Battle France and the new Miss America go and reveal their identities to a whole bunch of people when a whole bunch of children go missing during a little go-kart race, and they say to all of these people watching the race, don't worry, we'll find your children, and the people don't believe them, and so they have to be like, yeah, but look, we're Battle France and Miss America of Battle Fever. We'll find them for you, and everyone's like, yay! So they just blew their identity in front of absolutely everybody, and then an episode or two later, Egos figures out the names and faces of each and every current member of Battle Fever. So, yeah, about that secret identity thing, I guess you gotta fire all 5 of them now, don't you? You're not going to. So, that was a stupid excuse. There were 2 or 3 episodes where all there was a final battle between the little monster and the 5 members of Battle Fever, and then it never escalated to the full giant robot battle that you're used to seeing at the end of every single one of these episodes. And then in fact here in episode 28 against Jellyfish Monster, once they go into the giant robot battle, they continued to use Cross Fever all the way up until episode 27, before they finally use their electric sword, final bamboo cutter technique. And in episode 28, they completely get rid of the Cross Fever entirely and just skip straight to their electric sword. I don't know whether or not it's going to stay that way. I think it's entirely possible it's going to stay that way because it's just an extra step they don't need to do, because Cross Fever was the final attack for a while and now it's not. Now it seems to not really do anything, to be honest. To go back and talk about Maria for a second, you know, our brand new Miss America, she so far seems like a far better fleshed out character than Diane ever was. And that may be because perhaps the actress is a better actress, or she actually speaks the language better, because Diane had to be dubbed over the entire time by a previous Sentai member, in fact, the woman who used to play Momo Ranger or Pink Ranger in Go Ranger was voicing her the entire length of time she was on camera. But now that Maria is on screen, she's got fantastic screen time, she's actually helpful, she actually does stuff like every single episode, and she had good backstory. In fact, her backstory, okay, I need to specify, because it can be perceived as being a great backstory, but you might have to insert your own filling in the blanks in order to make it good, because she remembers a little boy that was drowning in front of her and calling out to her, and rather than jumping in to save the little boy, what she did instead was run away, and then the boy drowned. So she's really tormented about that. It's guilting her to this day, as it should. That's great, but she gets a chance at redemption by saving another little boy from getting hit by a car and then from drowning again. She jumps after this boy and saves him, so that boy is now fine. But the problem I have with that backstory is like, okay, that little boy who drowned that you didn't save, okay, you were clearly scared and frightened of the situation. Now, did you go and run and get help from somebody else and you kind of just died in the process because you didn't think that you were the right person to be helping him? Like, did you go call somebody? Did somebody else get there a little bit too late? Or did you just run away and hope that nobody would know that you were there and had the capability of seeing him? Because if that's the case, then you sort of aided in his death. So in the back of my mind, I have to fill in this blank with like, no, she totally ran for help. That's what happened. She ran for help. She's still a good person. Otherwise, I unfortunately get this image in my head that Maria is like a terrible human being, and I really don't want to think that. So there's just this empty gap there. I hope you guys can deal with it. And really, ever since Maria's shown up, I kind of don't have any other problems other than that. It's been really well paced, and I'm really excited because you can slowly see the progression of Battle Fever gets better, and then Egos gets better, and the introduction of Salome last week, as I was talking about in my vlogs last week, she's just a fantastic kind of general under Egos, and Commander Header is still around, but he doesn't do a whole heck of a lot, and I'm wondering if he'll get back into fights and stuff, perhaps, as we get closer to the end of the series. But for right now, Salome does a really good job playing a commander in Egos's little army, you know, and I'm really liking it the way it is. Now it finally hit its stride, not like it was bad before, but it has since improved, and I like it right here, right in the middle, right where it is right now. That's about all for this week. Thank you so very much, as always, to the Patreon contributors over at patreon.com/MarsGirl who make this and many other shows happen every single week. If you're interested in learning more about the rewards program, check out patreon.com/MarsGirl and we'll get you set up. And as always, check out marsgirl.tumblr.com where I'm writing up episode synopses as I go along through the viewings of each of these Sentai episodes. So until next week, thank you very much for watching, guys. Be seeing you then.